Loss plays out in New York. Back in D.C., Trump at the center of another legal matter. The U.S. Supreme Court hearing arguments over whether he has presidential immunity.
So the ruling will have a major impact on Trump's federal election interference case, which could be delayed until after the election.
Fox 5 Sharon Crowley joins us now with a look at where things stand. Sharon.
Yeah, that's right. It's an historic day. The former President Donald Trump has immunity for actions he allegedly took while in office. Now, this case could have a major impact on whether Trump faces another trial before November's election.
This has nothing to do with me. This has to do with a president in the future for 100 years from now. If you don't have immunity, you're not going to do anything.
Former President Donald Trump on trial in New York City at the same time the Supreme Court is considering his immunity case. Justices heard arguments about whether Trump should have immunity for anything he did while in office, including his actions surrounding the January 6 Capitol riots and his alleged efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Liberal justices questioning Trump's defense lawyer.
Once we say no criminal liability, Mr. President, you can do whatever you want, I'm worried that we would have a worse problem than the problem of the president feeling constrained to follow the law while he's in office.
More conservative justices challenging the prosecution.
Do you really, did I understand you to say, well, you know, if he makes a mistake, he makes a mistake. He's subject to the criminal laws just like anybody else? You don't think he's in a peculiarly precarious position?
Trump's attorneys argue he has immunity because he was acting in his presidential capacity to ensure election integrity. Prosecutors say the behavior continued after Trump left the White House and warn broad immunity could give too much power to presidents in and out of office.
The framers knew too well the dangers of a king who could do no wrong. They therefore devised a system to check abuses of power.
Randy Zellin is a criminal defense lawyer in New York City. He says the high court could make a ruling or send the case back down to a lower court.
If we look at the former president's behavior, his conduct, his words, his deeds, all in an effort to stay as president, is that within the scope of his duties as president?
Well, the federal election interference case against Trump is currently on hold until the Supreme Court issues its ruling. And regardless of the high court's decision, this could delay that trial until after the November election, Steve.
All right. Thanks, Sharon.